Hello everyone, welcome to my first video of in What If Red Rose Uchiha was in RWBY universe. You may ask me, who is Red Rose Uchiha? Well, Red Rose Uchiha was a OC character that I created by myself. To start this events, we have to go back when Obito attacked the Konoha village. The only difference here is that Kakashi was there when Obito attacked and kidnapped Kushina. During his fight, Kakashi and Obito fight fiercely. And if it not for Kakashi Sharingan, Kakashi would not stand a chance against Obito. But nonetheless, Kakashi managed to destroy Obito's mask, revealing who he is. Kakashi was shocked as he see his old friend there still alive. Kakashi asked why Obito attacked the village. Obito ignored him and continues fighting as the nine-tailed fox destroyed the land, while Kushina and Minato trying to hold them back. Kakashi asked Obito, what have he done? Why is he doing this? Obito simply replied, "It's all because of you, Kakashi. You failed to protect Rin. You killed Rin." Kakashi was shocked hearing this. Hearing that his friend destroyed Konoha village because of him. Kakashi regret actually, because he's not strong enough to protect Rin and force himself to kill Rin. In a last-ditch effort, Kakashi tell Obito the truth. Obito, Rin didn't die because I killed him. Rin died because she asked me to kill her. Obito stops fighting and shows the face that he wants to hear it. Kakashi then said, "Rin was the Jinchuriki of the three-tailed. She was planned to be a bomb if she returns to Konoha village. She asked me to kill her. I was forced to kill her. I don't want to kill her, Obito. I want to protect her. But what choice do I have?" Obito stayed silenced. For a while he thinks, is it really worth it? Is this what really the Rin want? What am I doing? No. I just want to see Rin again, Obito thinks. Then Kakashi sees Obito as he stands there, wide open. Suddenly, Obito asks Kakashi, "Kakashi, kill me now. Before I change my mind, kill me. Let me reunite with Rin." Kakashi's eyes widen, shocked that he's going to kill his friend again. He's going to see Obito dies again. But nonetheless, he respected his friend. Kakashi picked a kunai and charged it with his lightning release, Raikiri, and then stabbed Obito in the heart, saying that, "Rest peacefully, Obito. May you live peacefully again with Rin." Kakashi hugged Obito for one last time as he sees his friend departing But what Kakashi see was shocking. Obito's body disintegrated into nothingness, leaving it with no corpse. Kakashi pondered what just happened. What happened to Obito? What happened to his body? But in the realm of the dead, Obito awake his eye, and only to be greeted by the sixth sage path, Hagoromo. Obito said, "Where am I?" And Hagoromo replied, "You are dead, young man. This is an astral projection of your soul." Obito looks disappointed and said, "So I died, huh? Doesn't matter. But I'm glad I died in the hands of my friend before I killed everyone else." But then Hagoromo said, "Young man, this is not your end. Or rather, this is the beginning of your story." Obito confused. What do you mean by that?" Hagoromo chuckled. "Young man, this is not the world for you, for I will place you to another world where you will find your true heart. Young Uchiha, I'm going to place you to another world, a world that you will like. I do not like to see my people suffer, and nor I do not like my descendants suffer. But I will do this just once." Hagoromo gripped his staff and put his staff on Obito's forehead. The next thing Obito knew, the last thing Obito sees was Rin smiling at him, as Obito desperately trying to grasp her. Now we're going to the RWBY universe, where there's a young lady with red hair searching for herbs in the middle of the winter, just to see a bloodied man, a battered and wounded man with tattered cloth and crippled up and crooked face. The young girl nursed him immediately. As she nursed him, she realized that this man have a crest, a red and white crest that symbolizes an Uchiha. The crest doesn't seem familiar. She doesn't know what it is. Nonetheless, she keeps nursing him until Obito wakes up. When Obito wakes up, he was on guard, but the girl tell him to calm down. Obito was confused, thinking who would want to nurse a criminal like him. But the girls keep nursing him. Obito thought this girl has no idea who he is, so he told her that he is a criminal who killed many people. But the girl simply replied, "That's all in the past. As my sister said, a man who's been a ghost in the dark can still be saved by a light to be a better man." Obito was shocked hearing this, just stayed silent for a while. The girl kept nursing him and talked to him, teasing Obito, but Obito just simply ignored her. She kept talking nonetheless. She won't give up until Obito smiles again. And then one day, Obito said, "Aren't you a little annoying?" The girl was happy because this is her first step to shine the dark path of this young man. Gradually, the girl talks like they were friends. Obito asked the girl the name of the girl. The girl replied, "My name? My name is Spring Rose." Obito laughed and gave his name back to the girl. And she laughed too, that Obito name's out from this world. Obito was confused. Out? This is how name usually was named. Obito's mind slowly began to realize that he was indeed transferred into another world. How these people talk, how Spring talk, and her clothing, and this so-called aura and semblance that so feel unfamiliar to him. He doesn't know what it is. And years went by. Obito thinks that he should leave. But Spring insists that he stayed here because Obito have nowhere to go. Obito thinks for a while he doesn't have nowhere to go. Well, so Obito stays. And Obito learned in this world, people doesn't have any chakra at all. And so does the people thinks of him because Obito doesn't have any any aura at all. Obito learns that this world maintain peace very well. He learned that there is no shinobi here. It seems they were changed by huntsmen and huntress. Obito grew close to this world, slowly began to feel attached to Spring. Spring tell how huntsmen and huntresses graduate. Obito was intrigued by these so-called huntsmen. So, Obito goes to the Beacon Academy together with Spring, forming a team which called SONE, S-O-N-E, which consists of Spring, Obito, and Nefi, and Leslie Erdine. Obito was a prodigy in Beacon Academy. He was so strong that people start calling him the Untouchable. And Spring was a good leader. She is one of the reasons why SONE was rivaling Stark to the point they were rivaling each other. But they don't hold a grudge. In the academy, Obito regained his light. He finally smiles once again. And in his dream, Obito sees Rin. Rin said, "I am happy for you, Obito. Live well and be a better man in this life. I hope you won't fall into the darkness again." Then Obito wakes up as he smiles. The feeling of emptiness, the feeling of hollowness he felt many days are gone. He finally free from the Uchiha curse, as he promised himself to be a better man. Time progressed as Obito and Spring graduated from Beacon Academy. And time went by and they became couple as they became a fine professional huntsman. Obito and Spring eventually married. When Obito heard that Spring pregnant with Obito's child, he was happy. They were happy. And for the same time, with Spring older sister, Summer, always talk about parenting with Spring. RWBY wasn't born yet in here, but Raven already left Tai for her bandit clan, and Tai already married Summer and she became Yang's stepmother. 8 months later, Red was born. He born with a dark right eye and a silver left eye. His hair is just like her mother, a black with a fading red. Obito was so happy that he became father. For a couple years, Obito noticed Red has a chakra and aura at the same time. Red awakened his semblance at the age of 3. When he was chasing a lizard, he flickered into a petals of rose. Spring seeing this made her very happy because in the Rose family, everyone has a rose semblance. And Red began to use chakra at the age of 5 when he was helping a bird that's about to fall. Red just walks up to the top of the tree like it was nothing. When Obito sees this, he realizes that his son is very talented. And one day, Yang asked Red to go on an adventure to look for Raven, Yang's true mother. They walk at a very long pace and very long place. And what they found is just an abandoned house filled with Grimm. Yang she fight until she awakened her semblance. Still, the Grimm was too much. She was injured by the Grimm. Red sees this as he awakened his one Tomoe Sharingan. Because Red seeing Yang was injured, and he began to fight the Grimm alone with his pocket knife that Spring gave to him. He fought tirelessly. Still, the Grimm kept coming, and no one is coming fair, and there's no one coming to help them. Yang was shocked, thinking that this may be their last time for the living. As Red's silver eyes shone and flashed the whole area, obliterating the whole Grimm, Yang was shocked, only to see Red was unresponsive. And suddenly Red collapsed. Yang immediately checked on Red as she cried, saying that she's sorry for bringing Red here. Crow and his crow farm sees Yang cried for Red as he came to help them. Obito came shortly after. Yang recovers only in 3 days, but Red was still unconscious for 3 weeks straight. Obito and Spring was very worried. Yang keeps coming to see Red every day, telling that she's sorry, but Obito just shrugs it off and patted Yang on the head, saying that it's okay. Yang cried as he checked on Red. Red opens his eye, saying that, "Yang, you're right." Which Yang replied, "Idiot, that was my line." As Yang cried. As weeks goes by, Red saw his Sharingan in the mirror as he continues to train it again and again until his body can handle it. Obito caught wind of this when Red awakened his two Tomoe Sharingan. Red was working hard to be strong, which made Obito very happy as he remembered his younger days with Kakashi. Obito stopped Red from killing himself, from exhausting him. As Red stopped, which he actually was taught from his father. The reason why Red wanted to become stronger is because he wanted to become like his father, a professional huntsman. as Obito and Red trained together. Red, you can become everything that you wanted to be. But if you choose to be a huntsman like me and your mother, we will be very proud. Which ignited Red's determination to be a good huntsman more. Red trained with his father day and night. He also asked his mother to train his semblance. Red really good with hand-to-hand combat because his father taught him ninjutsu. He was proficient with a glaive spear, a double-sided spear that has the same weapon that Obito used. And he learns how to use his flickering petal in the battle. In the end of the day, Red always learns something. Later that year, Obito got a sudden task, a suicidal task that almost cost him his life. Obito was tasked to infiltrate a grim horde that was led by Salem. Obito worked with Summer and Crow as they fought together until their very own breath. But the only one who died is Summer Rose, and Obito was injured, but he will manage to injure Salem without she regenerating it. And if Crow wasn't there, Obito would probably be dead. When Summer Funeral was placed, Red immediately comforted RWBY, who was still very young. Red hugged RWBY as she cried and hugs back. Yang also joined them both, comforting RWBY. A week has passed as Obito is now healed from his wound, but little did he know, White Fang has targeted Obito already. The Fangs already knew that Obito is semblanceless, or doesn't have a semblance, but they didn't know that he have Mangekyo Sharingan Kamui. They attack Obito from behind, stabbing him with a knife coated with poison. Obito immediately attacks back. The Fangs was having a hard time. He only have one eye. Obito was only have one eye, and because of the poison, his vision became blurry. Red senses something wrong and goes out to check his father, only to see him covered in blood. Red catches Obito dying breath as Red cries and sees the White Fangs surrounded him. But with the last attempt, Obito used Kamui to hold them back for a bit. But then he said Red to Red, "Run, Red, run." Obito coughing out blood. Red cries as he lost his arm and he will lost his father, his only father. Grieving and full of emotion, Red's right eye felt like it was burning. His three Tomoe Sharingan began to swirl, making a kaleidoscopic pinwheel copy eye, just like his father, a Mangekyo Sharingan. Similar to Obito Kamui, but Red's Mangekyo Sharingan. I will call Red Mangekyo Sharingan a Kanpaki Kamui. Kanpaki Kamui is similar to Obito Kamui. The only difference that Red have from Obito Kamui is that Red Kamui can do full range as long as it's in his eyesight. He can teleport it and he can make it phase through matter. Now, back into the story. Red began to attack the faunus of the White Fangs. He injured most of them, but he didn't kill any of them. Enraged, he began to form a skeletal arm, a Susanoo, almost killing the rabbit faunus as Red stopped himself. The rabbit found sees Red glowing pinwheel eye, and it was struck by fear. The faunus felt fear, trembling, almost peeing her pants. But Red pointed his glaive and released her. And Obito and Red said, "Run, run, before I make you run." As the white fangs run away, Red goes to see his dying father. Obito was very pale due to him losing a lot of blood, as Obito sees his son crying for him. But Obito just patted Red as he tells his son that this is his fate. Then Obito takes out his only eye, give him to his son. Red said, "Father, what are you doing? Stop, you're going to die. Please, no. Please don't take my father away." Obito feels his son despairing, as Obito remembered the day Rin dies. Obito only said, "My son, please take these eyes, so I can see your growth. So I will always be there for you." Obito forced Red to take his Kamui, as Obito implants Kamui into Red Mangekyo Sharingan, making it into internal Mangekyo Sharingan. He did this while having no eyes at all. Still, he succeeded. The pain that Red felt in his right eye dissipates. As for Obito, dying wish, he said, "Promise me, Red, that you would not take revenge. I want you to make this world to be a better place." Oh, my son, Red Rose Uchiha, you just look like your mother. You and your mother are my light of hope, that a shrine to my darkness. Please, Red, be a good boy. Father always watching your growth. As Obito draws his last breath and dies, Red was grieved by pain. He cries as unknowingly activating his skeletal Susanoo. Red hugged his father. For 3 hours, as the snow began to fall, Red stayed there until his Uncle Crow found him almost buried by the snow. And Crow take Red to a hospital alongside with Obito's body. That's it for What If Red Rose Uchiha exists in RWBY universe. I will be very pleased if you like and comment this video, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching my video.